In this video, we are going to talk about 8 ways you can use AI in your architecture workflow. This will help you brainstorm ideas when you don't know where to start, create renders from sketches, images, or 3D model views, make plans, sections, and elevations, create mood boards and compositions, try different styles, and even make image to videos. Today I'm using the Pro version of Lovart so I can show you all the different tools, and one of the biggest highlights is its powerful editing features, which are definitely worth exploring. This is the website. You can see here everything that it can do with some examples, and then you can create a new account for free. When you sign up, you will see this page on your screen. You can directly write just here or start a new project. And this is what the canvas looks like. On the right we have the chat tab, down below we have all the tools that we need to move around the canvas and make edits in the images. And in the chat toolbar we can switch between agent, image generation and video generation. We can choose between different models under each of these categories, and Lovart has all major AI models in one place, which is great. Brainstorming rough ideas. You are at the very beginning of a project, blank page, no references yet, you just have a short brief, make it modern and warm, and that's all. The point is to see what the AI gives you with almost no input, then build from there. Early in a project, we can use text-to-image models to generate dozens of aesthetic mood boards, alternative facades, and interior lighting concepts in minutes. You can type a highly specific style prompt to visualize raw concept. Let's try, for example, a contemporary single-family house on the edge of a calm lake surrounded by a dense pine forest. Warm, modern architecture, architectural visualization, daylight, realistic. There is no floor plan, no dimensions, no reference. Let's just see what the AI imagines. Then when you got one result, you can start changing things and see alternatives like same house, add exposed raw concrete exterior walls, or same house, replace the concrete with natural wood cladding, or same house, flat roof with deep overhangs. Each prompt changes one thing so you can see the impact clearly. You go from a blank page to 5 different design directions in about 5 minutes, and at each step you are asking one question. The goal is to really help you start the project here. Don't look at the details, but see the different design options with what you have in your hands. We are not asking AI to design the building, but we are asking alternatives: concrete or timber, more glass or less, flat roof or pitched roof. In just a few minutes, we have explored multiple directions. The value isn't that AI gives the final answer, it's that it gives you something to react to immediately. Instant sketch to render or any image to render visualizations. If you already have a drawing, a hand sketch, a floor plan, or any reference image you can start with, then great, upload it and start with them. Instead of describing the project only with words, you simply upload your image, the AI reads the geometry, understands the composition, and transforms it into a realistic architectural visualization in seconds. A pencil sketch can become a contemporary house, a white SketchUp model can turn into a finished exterior with concrete, timber, landscaping, and natural lighting. Even a simple floor plan can be interpreted as a furnished interior. This is very fast and you can quickly explore alternatives. What if the facade is timber instead of brick? What if the project feels more Scandinavian? What if it is sunset instead of midday? What if we add a green roof or place the house in the mountains instead of beside a lake? Each variation takes only a new prompt, so you don't wait hours for visualization. You can really compare multiple design directions in just a few minutes. This is especially valuable during early client meetings. You can really show your clients several realistic possibilities about their project almost instantly. Again, the AI isn't making the architectural decisions, you are still controlling the design. It's simply translating your ideas into images quickly enough that you can explore, discuss, and iterate much faster. Edit your images. Alright, in Lovart, creating the image is only the beginning. Every generated image comes with a toolbar packed with editing tools that let you refine the results instead of starting over. You have incredible features like upscale, eraser, edit elements, multi-angle, move objects, and touch edit. The upscale tool is exactly what it sounds like. It enhances the image into a much higher resolution. The eraser lets you remove almost anything from the image, a tree, a car, a piece of furniture. Simply brush over it and the AI fills the space with context-aware content that matches the surrounding lighting, materials, textures, and perspective. The multi-angle feature is also incredible. Starting from a single render, the AI generates new viewpoints of the same project, helping you understand the design from different perspectives without creating an entirely new image from scratch. And it's great because it's very accurate. Then there is move objects. If a tree blocks the entrance, a chair feels out of place, or you simply want to test a different composition, you can move objects to a new position while the AI reconstructs the original background naturally. And for the touch edit feature, all you have to do is hold Command and click on any object in the image. The AI automatically selects it, and from there you can describe exactly what you want. Replace the concrete with natural stone, turn the grass into gravel, change the sofa, add climbing plants to the facade, remove a tree, increase the size of the windows. Because you are editing only the selected object instead of regenerating the entire image, you have a level of control that feels much closer to traditional design software than a text-to-image generator. And that's what makes these tools so powerful. Instead of generating images after images, hoping to get the perfect results, you can make targeted edits, refine specific details, and iterate on your design in just a few clicks. The level of control you have over the final image is genuinely impressive. It feels less like generating AI images and more like having an intelligent architectural editing tool that understands exactly what you are trying to change. Creating plans, sections, and elevations. We can also use the help of AI to generate architectural plans, sections, and elevations from a simple prompt or from reference images. It's not a replacement for BIM software like Revit, for example, but it's becoming an incredibly useful tool during the early stages of design. For example, you can upload a floor plan and ask the AI to generate matching elevations, or provide a simple building mass and have it suggest different facade compositions. You can even sketch a rough layout on paper and let the AI convert it into a clean architectural drawing in seconds. One workflow can be to start with a conceptual floor plan and asking the AI to produce multiple presentation-ready versions. The same applies to sections. You can ask to generate beautifully illustrated sections with materials, shadows, landscaping, and atmospheric lighting, all while keeping the overall design intent. Elevation can also be explored much faster. You want to compare timber cladding against exposed concrete, test different window proportions, experiment with different shading devices or balcony designs. You generate multiple facade studies, helping you evaluate options before committing to detailed modeling. The important thing is that these drawings are not construction documents, but they are a tool for concept development, presentations, and rapid iteration. AI can really eliminate hours of repetitive drafting and help you communicate ideas much earlier in the design process. Moodboards and compositions. A big part of designing a building is to define an atmosphere. What should the project feel like? What materials represent it? What kind of light, colors, textures, and emotions should guide the design? Traditionally, creating a mood board means searching through hundreds of images, collecting references, cutting them together, and trying to build a visual story that explains an idea. With AI, you can describe the atmosphere you want and generate a complete visual direction in minutes, like a warm minimalist retreat in the forest, natural stone, oak wood, soft morning light, calm atmosphere, connection with nature. The AI can immediately create a collection of images that communicate the same design language. What happens if we make it more brutalist? Or what if we add Mediterranean materials? What if the atmosphere becomes darker, more luxurious, or more playful? You can explore different emotional directions before spending time developing a specific architectural solution. You can arrange multiple elements into a presentation board, material samples, furniture references, landscape ideas, lighting concepts, colors, and architectural details, all following the same visual identity. A client might not immediately understand a floor plan or technical description, but they can instantly understand a mood. And that conversation can happen much earlier in the project. Trying different styles. One of the most interesting things about AI in architecture is the ability to explore completely different styles while keeping the same design idea. In a traditional workflow, testing different architectural directions can take a lot of time. You might need to remodel the project, adjust materials, recreate renders, and prepare new presentations for every option. With AI, you can keep the same geometry and simply ask, what would this project look like in another architectural language? For example, start with a simple modern house, then transform it into a Japanese minimalist retreat with natural wood and stone, try a brutalist version with raw concrete, strong geometric forms, and dramatic shadows, or test the Mediterranean interpretation with stone walls, arches, textured surfaces, and warm colors. The architecture itself stays recognizable, but the atmosphere completely changes. Images to videos. Instead of presenting a single still render, you can transform it into a walkthrough, an animated presentation, or a short film that communicates how a space feels. You start with a single image, a facade render, an interior visualization, or even a concept sketch, and Lovart generates movement while preserving the original design. For example, a static exterior image can become a camera movement approaching the building, revealing the entrance and showing how the project sits within the landscape. An interior render can become a slow walkthrough where the camera moves through the space, showing the relationship between materials, furniture, lighting, and views. A simple atmosphere image can become a dynamic scene. Trees moving in the wind, people walking through the space, sunlight changing throughout the day, reflections moving on water. These small details completely change how we experience the project. Diagrams. Alright, architecture is also about explaining ideas. We need to communicate a lot of information. How people move through a building, how spaces are organized, how the structure works, how the building connects to its environment, how light enters the space. Traditionally, creating clear diagrams requires sometimes finding the right graphic style, drawing the elements, organizing the composition, and making everything visually consistent. With AI, again, this process becomes much faster. You can describe the idea you want to communicate, and Lovart can generate a diagram that helps explain it visually. For example, you can create a circulation diagram showing how users move through a building, a program diagram showing the relationship between different spaces, a concept diagram explaining the main architectural idea, a site analysis diagram showing sun path, vegetation, access point, and surrounding conditions, or a section diagram explaining structure, materials, and environmental strategies. The important part is that you are not just generating graphics, you are testing how to communicate an architectural idea. Sometimes the hardest part of a presentation is not having the idea, but finding the clearest way to explain it. And this platform can really help you with that. Show how a house transitions from public spaces to private spaces, explain the relationship between the building and the landscape, create a diagram showing natural ventilation through the building. In seconds, you can explore different graphic languages. Minimal black and white diagrams, hand-drawn architectural sketches, clean competition-style graphics, or color-coded analytical diagrams. Presentations. I would like to add a bonus section, because after exploring ideas, generating renders, testing materials, creating diagrams, and refining images, the final step is bringing everything together. Because as we said, architecture is not only about designing a building, it's about communicating the idea behind the building, and for that we need a strong presentation. You can take everything you've created throughout the process and start building a complete architectural presentation. The platform can help you organize these elements into layouts, suggest compositions, and create different presentation styles depending on the goal. You can iterate quickly instead of rebuilding the entire presentation from scratch, and the whole design process becomes connected. The first AI-generated concept can evolve into a mood board, the mood board can guide the render can become a video, and the design can be explained through diagrams. And everything can come together into one complete architectural story. AI does not replace the designer's vision, judgment, or creativity. It simply removes friction between having an idea and communicating that idea. And that's it for this video. I hope you find it helpful. I really liked Lovart. If you want to try it for yourself, you can find the link in the description below, and let me know how you're planning to use it, because it's truly amazing. If you still have some time, you can check this video right here, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!